Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go, baby. We did it. Another beautiful day to be here in Bitcoin land. Unbelievable. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We nailed it. If you came to my weekly screen share last night, it was riveting. It was amazing. We were live trading together as a trading group. I was nailing it. I saw people taking gains Thursday night trading in the weekly screen share. Are you kidding me? It was worth its weight in gold, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Pocket Square looks a little different because the camera's higher than me. So whenever I look at it straight on, I always have to play with it a little bit. It reveals more from the height, right? Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. How's the camera looking? How's the colors? I didn't get a chance to look too much. I'm into the charts. Already made 2 scalp trades this morning in the trading group. I was in and out. I'm going to show you how I sliced it through. I am 19-4 in my last 23 trades. Do the math real quick. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get that music back up and running. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. And let's have a wonderful live stream. I mean, how could we not? We made it through the toughest times so far. Now, who knows? Could we go all the way back to 15K? Could we bottom? It's very, very unlikely. There's huge levels we would have to break through first. 200 SMAs would have to be demolished. I'll take you there if we get there. I'll tell you, if anyone's going to short it, it's going to be us. It's going to be the lifers. If anyone's going to know where price action is going to go, it's going to be me. I'm telling you right now. And I have no idea where it's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Let's break it down. Shout out to each and every one of you. Let's go! Woo! Feeling the energy, feeling the vibes, feeling the music. Just feeling like I'm on top of the world, baby. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Prayed last night, meditated, found this video about $100 million. And the whole video is about how $100 million is coming into my life, and I will receive $100 million. Then I'm going to receive $1 billion, but I'm going for my first 100 mil. So here we go. I went from 1,000 to a couple mil. I can easily take myself from a couple mil to 100 mil. That's only a 50x. I've done well more than a 50x in my life. We can do this, baby. We can do this. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. How is the volume? I'm getting those funny volumes. Whenever I do a Zoom the night before, I get the funny volume feed. I have no idea why. Something that happens every single time. May God bless the lifers. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's get it. Bang, bang, bang. Remember yesterday, final warning? I was trying to tell you before the stream began yesterday, final warning. And what happened? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what happened? It was exactly what we said it was. Bang, bang, bang. The guy who has no idea where Bitcoin's going seemed to know exactly where Bitcoin's going because it's the charts. We just play the charts. The charts tell us exactly what's going down and exactly what's happening. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. I'm just going to jump into that chat. I want to see basically your faces. I can't see your faces. I can't wait till this becomes interactive. I see your face. It's everything together. You know what I mean? I just can't wait. Did this thing where it tells me the stream is finished, but it puts it on the real thumbnail too. So you're like, you saw me turn ghost white. I was like, is the stream finished? Don't do this to me right now. Not today, baby. Shout out for everyone here on the live. Thank you for the internet run, and thank you for all the people here. All the things that I have to dodge for this stream to go well, right? We need the Wi-Fi. We need people to show up. We need YouTube. It's a risky job to be an analyst on YouTube. There's a lot of things that may not happen for you. Shout out to Rave Song Records. Shout out to everybody here in last night's screen share. I love you, man. You missed it. It's okay. I love you. I saw you saying that yesterday. I was like, it flattered me to know that weekly screen share meant that much to you. So I appreciate you sharing that because I was like, wow, it means so much to him that he shows up, that he missed out. Like he felt like he was missing something, And I remember my first weekly screen share I ever did, and I was like, what are people even going to listen to me? So God bless you, man. Screen share last night was insane. Gain after gain. Shout out to Byron Franco, who was in the screen share last night with me last night. Private screen share every Thursday night. We banged on it. We started at 8:15. We went to almost 11. It was a dang near 3-hour screen share. It was out of control. Bang. I'm live from a hotel on vacation. We love you, Rave Song Records. And I'll be live from a hotel in about 10 days. Bang, bang, bang. That was fun. I'm here every day. Can't wait to sign up to be a lifer. Shout out to Master Friend. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And then Master Friend went live again with a tape read. For people that are from the West Coast, up and down, it's just amazing how much energy, how much teaching, How much love is in my trading group? You just can't find it anywhere else. Let's break down Bitcoin for you. 46,920. God bless each and every one of you for being here. I'm just drunk with gains. I called this out right here yesterday at 45,211. I put this out to the trading group. Boom, boom. I watched it. It came up almost double topped. I said, but then look, it was the Sammy cup and handy. So insane. Samuel cup and handle to the upside. It was gone. Then I talked about this flag and it revisited support or resistance and that was gone. It's just crazy. Absolutely insane. And that gave us the massive gains. I was looking for 46,564. Then this morning, let me show you what happened and kind of what went down. This morning on the 7-minute, I saw this flag as the morning began. I was like, but this flag looks interesting. I'm a savage, man. I went after this flag this morning. I started drawing this and I took this trade. Scalped it for 50x lev, 2 trades in a row. It got the pump. Once we got this pump, I got out. I saw bearish div. Then it came up, but then I looked at it as a possible rising wedge that could continue to the upside. And I got in again at the bottom of the pattern. It pumped up again, but then the bearish divergence really screamed at me. I sold literally probably right there, and then next thing you know, we dropped to the downside on the 7-minute time frame. What I noticed was the 5-minute 200 SMA. Funny. On their side did, but on that side didn't. That's interesting. Their 200 was different than mine. Kind of weird. Because it looked like the 502 SMA caught price action. Maybe it was I think it was the 3-minute. I think it's the 3-minute. Yeah, the 3-minute 200 SMA. See, like price kind of went right to the 3-minute 200 SMA. Is attempting to bounce. We're gonna clean all this up for you, but I just wanted to show you, man, that last night, this is the trade I gave right here inside of this beautiful pennant, and I'll take away everything. And look at the liquidity. I even gave this chart. We were long here. I kept saying we're long just because I play it. Once you get above a 200 SMA, I long, and I keep the stop loss like right there. So I was in here with a stop loss like right there. Bang. You know what I mean? I could show you how to be so precisionally. It's just, and as you get better and better at trading, you get better and better at being so precise. 6 to 1s, 8 to 1s, 10 to 1s. There's better places to get into the trade based on your knowledge. And it just becomes funner and funner and funner. The more you trade, the more fun trading becomes. I'm telling you right now. You get rid of the fear. You live in abundance. It just, each trade flows to the next trade. You guys see it. I show it to you live. Like, I basically spill my entire life out onto the charts, onto the live stream, and you guys watch it bang into the upside for Bitcoin. Absolutely beautiful move. So is another pump coming? Let's get the likes up to the watchers too, baby. As we call Bitcoin this entire week. Bang, 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 up until last night. And look, you can see, boom. There's your before. There's your after. There's your before. There's your after. I showed you the gap of the VRVP. I show you how when you get above a point of control, you're likely to fall all the way down to the volume area highs. I showed you where the liquidity was, the target liquidity. I mean, what else can I do for you? I gave the cup and handle on the 22-hour that also played out. This was a perfect trade. All this played out exactly as planned. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. I showed you how I was buying 10,000, 5,000. I was buying so much Bitcoin here on this dip. Not only that, I showed you the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. We talked about the fact that it could probably make a higher high above the zone. I'm going to delete all my old work and we're going to start fresh again. But this was hidden bullish divergence, which so far has played out, And could we double top here? Anything can happen. We're at a serious resistance of the weekly. We're going to break it down for you. But, the diamond got negated. I'm in awe, man. It's been a beautiful few days of trading. Shout out to everyone as we sit here at $47,000. Give yourself a round of applause. Oh. Like every YouTuber now is out there streaming, right? Everyone's out there. They all want to jump on the bandwagon now, but man, we've been nailing it since day one, man. Since 2019, when Bitcoin was at $3,000, when I screamed that we hit the bottom over and over again at 16,000, when I grabbed the Bitcoin at 19K in front of everybody. Babe, another email got sent. Someone saying, I don't know what's going on. What? Yeah, just someone else is saying. So whatever. You do you. Okay. Allow ATK above 47K. Yeah, see, without my glasses, I can't read that. See? My eyesight's going, man. I put too much time into the charts. My eyesight just got taken. Anyway, what a beautiful move for Bitcoin. We're going to find out if there's more to come. Where's the pullback? What happens? What is this, right? And we're going to answer all those questions for you as we head on into the morning. But, I think we should all just take a look at the weekly, take a step back and realize, and I kept telling you, I told everybody over and over again, and again, could we see bearish div here? It's a little bit of bearish div technically. Does that mean we get a major pullback? You got to be open-minded now. We're going to break down everything, the bullish and the bearish scenarios, what would and could not happen, where we stand, and what's going on, all right? And we're going to break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. And may God bless each and every one of you for being here, all right? I like to use the Binance USDT chart. Has the most volume, expresses the market the best, in my humble opinion. Binance was the first exchange. Actually, Bittrex was the first exchange, but Binance was the real big boy that really changed the way I looked at the market forever and changed the way I looked at everything. So, where is everybody today? 856 people on the live. That doesn't make sense. 324 people on the biggest day of the market where Bitcoin's pumping. It would not make sense. I don't know if there's something, a glitch or something. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not even going to look at it. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for jumping on in, and appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this awesome live stream. Unbelievable time to be alive. So first thing we look at is the weekly chart. Look at Bitcoin pumping 47,147. Let me just look at the small time frame for a split second. 7 minute to the 1 minute. What I'm looking for is, you could look at this as a possible flag that they just went after liquidity. They're hungry to nail the shorts, and this flag could continue. Just one quick idea here. And then it also could be making, something like this. There is like a hidden bullish divergence, which is showing me signs that we could be making a nice ascending triangle here and then continue to the upside. I'd watch that happen. And it looks like we could be getting a bounce off this previous little support or resistance flip here. Previous resistance becomes support, and it could turn into something. And then we could continue all the way up to 50,000. We may very well hit 50K today. The measured move here is 50,000. But I'm out of here now. We'll end here. We're going to end here on the 7. We're going to start on the weekly. All right. Also on the monthly, what I discussed and went over many times. Hidden bullish divergence on the monthly. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. It's a big deal. Tells me that a big move is coming and we should break the high of this high. When I trade this over and over again on multiple time frames, I put my faith in it over and over again. It's very likely we're going to get that move to the upside. All right. Shout out to the 1,050 people here on the live, 394 likes. Thank you for jumping on. I think my system was just reading wrong numbers. 2 pair trade, please. I don't know what that means. 50K boom, man. Alts, bots. Huge hope. Homans, I can't. God bless you guys. Thank you. If you could write in complete English, it would be really good for me so I wouldn't have to translate alien language. Okay. Moving forward. I say forward, and you know why I say, does anyone know why I say moving forward? Does anyone know why I say that? Anyone here know why I say moving forward? Anybody? There's a real reason why I say it. There's a real reason. I just want to know if anyone picks up why I actually say it. I'm emulating a famous person who I believe, it's not just Boston though, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that though. It's really, to me, it's a reference to JFK and our forefathers, To me, I'm pulling out a JFK reference there. I don't know. I'm vicariously, anyway. Moving forward. So anyway, and it is a Boston thing. I mean, he was from Boston. Need I digress? And the music stops. So crazy. All right, so let's keep it moving. Weekly support or resistance levels that matter, that make it nice and fun. And we do this every day together. 52,277. We are now hitting resistance at 47,000. 8, we seem to wick to. We can see where this candle, the high of the candle was 47,719. All right. And we can see, yeah, this is a zone. I'm going to turn it into a zone. Why a zone? Because you can see there's chop around the area. We have a couple candles open and closing around the same, and we have some wickage. So to me, this is it. It's somewhere between 47.8 or 47.1. No, I can't be that high. Hold on. Let me zoom in there. Yeah, we'll call it like 47.5 to 47.8. I'll call it 47.8. You get above 47,800, you're on your way, right? So there's the deal. That's our next resistance. All right. What's interesting is, look at this. I know I've never thought about this until right now. A shoulder, a beautiful head, and a kind of a little shoulder, right? Maybe it kind of makes down a shoulder here. You never know. But it just, that could definitely be a head and shoulder with a deep neckline that could blast you to the upside. I'm going to give you some macro ideas too that are going to blow your mind in a second. It's Friday. I'm going to have fun with you right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on Bookmap and see what's happening. It's at 47,150. You're not missing anything. To me, it's likely consolidating on that small time frame into a flag. If that's the case, we have at least a little bit, hopefully. There goes the 191. Here's the deal too. We talked about Bitcoin doing this. Just things that no one really thinks about, right? And we could be making this giant bull pennant, symmetrical triangle. We could come back down and test 33, come back up, and then this would be a blast to the upside. You could take your measured move. And to be honest, this is how I predicted where Bitcoin was going my whole life. Just simple stuff. And I've been pretty spot on doing this. And that gives me April 26th. It would have to go a little faster than that. So it just doesn't, as much as I do TA all the time, and as much as I want to see Bitcoin at 300,000, it says April 26, 2 years after the halving, you're sitting at $111,000, right? Was that a million? Yeah, no, it's 111,000, right? So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you this idea here. So if we do take a pullback and come back down, don't freak out. It would make sense. It would be okay. It would follow suit with a very bullish idea. As long as we can make a low, a high, and a higher low, as long as we never, the only thing I will be bearish on fully, I'll start to short and I'll get very nervous that more could be coming. But as long as we don't make a low below this low here at $25,000, we will never, ever visit. So unless we go here, come up again, and then we decide to make a high. So we would have to make a lower low. This would have to make a high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And I think we would have to see that progression. You would see a macro downtrend way before we ever hit 25,000. This all would be somewhat confirmed unless it was a massive black swan out of nowhere, which still even Bitcoin holds pretty well. No, this was like a nuclear war in the middle of the night, and that was the scariest they could get us. I remember that night, and I bought Bitcoin in there. November. I always remember it too. And then next thing you know, SBF, they gave us, they took down an entire exchange, told us world war, a nuclear war was coming. They did everything they could, and it didn't do a dang thing, in my humble opinion. Bitcoin people just were like, oh, that's a great time to buy Bitcoin. It just made Bitcoin stronger because people in a time of war, you need to get an asset that you can, memorize in your mind and run out of. They steal your gold. You can't do a dang thing, right? So we've got a nice resistance here for BTC. Why did it do that? I was in there. So this is resistance. I don't know if you guys like oh, come on. If you guys like my blue labels. I like these little, I like it making it fun and interactive and easy to see, right? So here's the deal. This is resistance for BTC. About to say, we don't need the line if I got, oh, that's what's going on. So beautiful for resistance right here for Bitcoin, all right? Just imagine how much he has if he paid 1,000 Bitcoin for it. Wow, Lifer would be a great slant. Adam and Eve. I can't keep up with the chat. Sam, you rock. Changing lives. ORDI, please. And what I'll do is I'll keep out like the fan funding chat. And I can just keep up with this chat. Let's celebrate a first super chat on the live stream. Byron Franco, love it. Sorry to bring this up here. I sent an email yesterday. No worries, RC Moore. We got you. Sam, you rock. Changing lives. ORDI, please. Shout out to Glenn B in the house. Glenn Baker. Hope you're doing well. God bless you and your family. And everything's going well with you and yours, man. Thank you so much for being here as we continue to push forward every single day. So motivated when the days map out like this, right? So just gave you some macro stuff. Showed you a monthly hidden bullish. Showed you a bigger idea. Could we hit resistance here and come back down? Very well could be. Are you okay with that? You must be. Could you handle that? I would love it because honestly, we're getting priced out of Bitcoin. Even I'm like at this point, one Bitcoin is $50,000. I mean, you need $500,000 to buy 10 of them, right? Most people will never own 10 Bitcoins, right? I mean, who's going to buy $500,000 worth of Bitcoin? I mean, besides me, right? I'm the only guy that would live in a cardboard box. I'd have $500,000. I'd go live in a cardboard box and buy Bitcoin. See, I was doing things that people thought was insane, right? But again, I was envisioning myself becoming a billionaire, $100 million later on in my life. And I said, the only way to do that is to go without now and to make the investments now while everyone else is doing the day-to-day, buying the cars, buying the clothes. And God gave me a beautiful life. I got a night shift that took me out of that want of society, so it was a blessing. Basically meaning I just got to wear jeans and a Costco's hoodie every day. I wore Costco's jeans, Levi's, $30. I bought all my clothes at Kirkland, man. I really did. Like, I didn't give a dang. I didn't even buy Gap. I didn't buy Gap, any of that stuff. I had couple nice suits and a few nice things. That was it. And I worked a night shift and I bought Bitcoin. And now look at me. Now I could buy whatever I want. Like, it's amazing how if you're staying patient and steadfast, time can change. Anything can change your life, you know? And it's funny, I was saying something today to the trading group just about like, when I started my trading group, we were just running. I was making insane calls. Bitcoin at 3,000, 6,000, calling it going to 20K. It was insane. So look, now when we go to the weekly, we can see the weekly broke out. We're out of resistance, but the weekly says we could get all the way to 62,400, right? And so that's your next target there too for the weekly. 62,007. I mean, we're starting to say big numbers. We're getting there, everyone. We're getting there. So clearly out of resistance for Bitcoin. It is what it is for now on the weekly. All right. If we break above this, we go to 52,277. Once we break 52K, look, there is no resistance till we get to 56,000. 59, actually, sorry, 59. And then it's just like nothing. There's a little bit of resistance here and there. All right, whoever's like going to sell the top of Bitcoin at those, I think that's kind of great. And maybe we double top. There's a chance we double top. Anything, I'm open-minded, and the charts will tell us. I'm telling you, we'll lose moving averages. Things will start to turn, and we will get what's coming regardless, right? But right now, that's a bullish engulfing candle. Beautiful. Remember the 5-day when we had the moving averages on, and I kept saying, everyone, as long as we stay above the 200 SMA, we're not going to go down, and I called this right here. That was the perfect place to long Bitcoin, and then boom. Never look back. I put so much money into Bitcoin at these levels. It's insane. It is insane. And look, now we're getting a golden cross on the 5-day chart. Very, very bullish. You already had one on the weekly. Now the 5-day. I mean, that's a very bullish sign that more is coming for BTC. The pattern is strange. I'll give you that. Like, it's a weird pattern. I've almost never seen something. We'll make sense of it at one point. I'm going to take away the weekly now, the weekly projection. Remember, I also kept telling you, as long as we don't go below 41,375, I remain bullish. And I kept looking at the weekly with you and showing you guys the weekly chart over and over again. And we stuck on the weekly. We never stuck away from the weekly. I used my simple moving averages. They told me exactly what was going to happen. The second the 5-day got above the 200, I said, everyone, I have this easy way to trade, simple way to trade. I don't like using the word easy, but simple way to trade. My dad said, never get away from anyone that tells you it's easy. So whenever the word easy comes out of my mouth, I hear my dad reprimand me, and I say I can't use it. It's like the old school Irish in me. He never, if I ever said, oh, that's easy, he would just look at me like, so don't use the word easy around my dad. It wasn't a good look. So look, you get above this 200 SMA with a stop loss here. And again, people say it all the time, and my friends say it. I don't want to criticize people who say it. Like one of my buddies was making a video yesterday. I heard him say the word easy. And I was like, so what? Just because I'm anal doesn't mean I can, you know what I mean? I just don't want to cause any, like, you know, you're like, hey, I use the word use all the time. I don't mean nothing by it. Of course you don't. You know what I mean? I have my own OCD things, all right? Bang, bang, bang. So above the 200 SMA, right? Beautiful move right there. And once we got above it right there, the stop loss on the other side, that's all you have to do and you're in the money. Like, it's a very simple way to trade. I will trade many an altcoin in the 5-day chart throughout this bull run. When they get above the 5-day chart, I'm going to just get in, wait, get paid, get out when the RSI and the Stokes, you know what I mean? It's going to be a great way to swing trade. I can teach, you know, I'm showing it to you guys every single day of the week, constantly. I use the 3-day, the 5-day chart all the time. I talk about the 21-day moving average. When price got this far, I said, we're going to have to come back to the 21. And I told you, everyone, you know, right here, it said, we're going to have to come revisit that 21-day moving average. I said, you know, hopefully we go sideways, but we're a little far from there. It's just unlikely we're going to continue to bump to the upside. These are all, you know, I use the simple moving averages. I'm teaching you right now. I hope you realize, like, I'm not even really bragging about the past. I'm trying to show you, forget me, throw me out of this. Every time I talk, just take my mind, take my face, just who cares? Chart, 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 chart. Listen to what I'm saying. I've done this for 15 years. I'm going to know more than the average person. This is all I do now every day for 10 to 12 hours a day, over 1,000. No other YouTuber has gone as long as I have without a day off. Just go find it. Except for these weird people that do like live streams in the Guinness Book of World Records. But I don't think there's any other YouTuber, chart YouTuber, analyst out there that went as long as I did. I have not taken a day off since February of 2021. I'm telling you right now, you can check the record. You can go through it. We're going to have a data analyst go through it. You can see I never took not one day off. Not once. Not my Christmas, not birthday. I was sick, COVID, debt, died. I don't care what was happening. My mom died. My dad died. There was no excuses to miss this. I made no excuses. I made no excuses to not be committed to what gave me everything I had. I'm going to say that again. I made no excuses to not be committed to everything that I had. And if you want to be if you want $1 billion, if you want 100 mil, you want to take it to the top. You want to be able to go and drill wells in Africa for every single kid. You want to change the world? You're not going to be able to change the world with 100 grand. I'm sorry. You're not going to change the world with 200 grand. If you really want to change the world, it's time you commit to something 110%. There's nothing more. You go all the way. That's it. Like Tom Brady, like freaking Ben Roethlisberger, like anyone that went all the way. I mean, Ben was all right, but still, he put in the work. Like Michael Phelps, man, he's a great example. If you want it, it's there for you, but you got to grab it. No one's going to give it to you. No one's going to give you a handout. No one's giving you a dang thing. You got to work for it every single day. These games we made today, the awesome reputation of hitting it. He's a legend. Oh, my God. That comes from hard work every single day. That's why we hit it. We weren't lucky. We were prepared. We kept moving. And I believe in God. God gives you the energy to push forward every single day. I'm fasting. I haven't eaten in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need food. All you need is God and your own energy and your own focus. I'm begging you guys to focus and stay disciplined. Cut the fat out of your life. Get rid of the negative people. Get rid of the negative self-talk. You can, you will. You are the best. Build yourself up. You have to use positive energy. You must believe you are the opportunity or you're not. There's nothing else in this world. And I'm sorry to go on a Tony Robbins rant, but this is how I feel. I'm passionate about it. And I know if I can get your mind to change, if I can get your mind to flip, and if you can look at my life and be like, he did it. He was on a night shift. He was wearing Kirkland jeans. He was just, day by day buying his Bitcoin. You know what? If he can do it, then I can do it. And that's what I want to inspire you. I want you to be inspired every single day you watch me. I want you to believe that you can go all the way, baby. Let's go. Let's get back into Bitcoin. All right. So resistance on the 3-day chart, clearly, right? But we're breaking above the resistance here now. So if we can keep above 46,267 on the 3-day chart, we have a chance. However, we are very far away from the 21-day moving average. Same as here, we had to come back. Same as here, we eventually had to explore back to it. It's just likely we come back to this in some way, shape, or form. I could start to make sense. Are we going to make some type of rising wedge flag? Are we going to make a falling wedge? This is a twisted sister of sorts. And what could happen soon is we could do this and make a symmetrical triangle again. And then we're going to be back to what's going to happen to Bitcoin. And some more sideways price action as we get into the halving. Don't fall into the trap Like we're always going to the moon. Always be ready for the pullback. Always be wary. That's why I use the small time frames to dissect what's happening. That's why I'm chipping and chopping away on the 15 and on the 5 and the 1 minute chart sometimes, because I didn't want it. I didn't wake up one day and say I want to trade those small time frames. I used to say stay away from those for 5-6 years. I thought that was like no-go zone. But I didn't know. I didn't realize that the whales were manipulating those small time frames and I could get a lot of information from them. So this is something that we have to be ready for. We could be making a symmetrical triangle. We could be making a rising wedge flag. The flag would be great, right? We make that rising wedge flag and that thing would just boom. That would be new all-time highs almost, right? 68,000. I mean, we'd be on the moon. Okay. So these are possibilities. I'm open-minded to them. I'm just beginning to project. That's what my mind does. Part of my system is projecting into the future and then what I do is I project 2 or 3 things and then I pull away which things that don't work. Bitcoin just got a nice pump from 1.5 to 239, like in a half a second. I feel like there's going to be some scalp city, so I gotta get us into those small time frames. So just, take a picture of that, write that down, and that'll change as I continue to watch price action, right? Let's see if this trend line begins to get respected. We do have a trend now. That's the trend. So, and we could be making another symmetrical, like an ascending triangle would be beautiful here. And listen, 3-day, 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 3-day. I mean, that would take some time. That could be 99 days. All the way until May of sideways price action into the halving, or maybe it goes like here and then we start to break out. But this solidified a break above key areas. This got above certain levels, but I'm not fully, there's some strong bearish div here on the 3-day chart. All in all, and to me, that's bearish divergence. Okay. Even here to here is bearish div. Could be negated, though. Some could say it's sectionalized. There's a debate there, but right now it is bearish divergence. Once that RSI goes up a little higher, price pops again, they'll both be locked in, and it will not be bearish divergence. So it's not the strongest. And some could say there it was. That was the bearish div. We broke down. We came back up. Now this is the section off, and I'm with that. So I could buy that. I could buy that argument pretty hard, too, over the other one. Let's move into the daily now. The daily, very overbought. Very overbought, all right? MACD a little extended, but still has room to go. We're above a high volume node now. We could come to the volume area highs. 52,500 is definitely still on the radar. All right. Above 200 SMA is so beautiful on the daily. That's what I'm trying to tell everyone. Like, we're not going to go to some key, huge, horrible levels until we break this 200. Like, we'd have to break this, right? And, moving averages got super tight. And I kept telling you that story, too. When the moving averages get that tight, it's likely a move is coming to the upside, especially when you're in an uptrend and the moving, we were above a point. There was just so many reasons why I was long. It was so obvious. There was the Sammy Cup and Handy, and my name's Samuel Cup and Handle. And there was a cup and handy here. Sorry. You know what I mean? Boom. They shoot out straight out. This is 3 right soldiers. If this candle closes, that's a continuation pattern. And the third candle even bigger than the last 2. I mean, that's a big deal. And about to break above resistance. To me, it's just here's this 21-day moving average. It's almost like this. I see a bigger cup and handle possibly forming. There's your next Sammy Cup and Handy, see? See, you'll just get too much insight here. And then we could pull a Fibonacci. And we could say, do we come back down to the 618 before a bigger pump to the upside? This is a very honest possibility here for Bitcoin as it starts its way. And it could just start making a rising wedge and break on out. Likely what it's likely going to do. But to me, some type of pullback looks possible. Not guaranteeing it. The small time frames are going to give us this information, all right? Again, you can take pictures of these because I'm not going to keep them on. They're projections for now. I can't have too much on the chart, right? It would be just too much. Let's move now into the 22 hours. Also overbought. Still has legs though. A little too far for the 21, but moving averages have legs. The 8 hour, which was my secret go-to time frame. I even said to the trading group, I said there's an Adam and Eve on the double bottom of this stochastics RSI. And you can see it right here, and I'll double click on it. But look, it had an Adam and Eve. 1, 2. And I pointed this out to the trading group. I said, Adam and Eve on the Stokes. And I said, this thing's going to blast. I made this a cup with a handle. Like, it was, tight moving averages. Then I kept saying, as long as the 8 hour stays above the 200 SMA, we're bullish. And I back tested it for you guys, and I showed you every single time we got above it. I gave you guys the key to the city. I do it every time. I don't know what else I can do. Like, no one should have gotten wrecked shorting, the whole world. But if everyone watched this, then they would have got us the other way, because everyone would have traded my way, and then they would have got us that way. So we need to be in the minority. It's sad, though, for us to win. Most of those people had to get rocked and short squeezed. They were all here. And also, just follow the money. Where was the nastiest red candles where everyone went? Those are where the stop losses are hidden. If you don't trade, you could trade anything you want. You could have traded ICT and been an instant, inner circle trader. Like, and we should just coin it. So, and you could take a look from that flag to that flag was an inefficiency. I saw the inequality. I saw it right here because I used the VRVP. Told me this was our last node, and then even if you know nothing about ICT and you just use support and resistance, you were above support here. That was long support, and then you would have sold resistance right there. Like, you do not have to be a genius to be a trader. You just have to, like, literally, you could pick support or resistance today, do that every single day for the next year, and only trade that. You will be a very successful trader. You could only trade getting above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour, and you could pick any time frame that you could expand as you get better. You could trade only patterns. I traded all. I kind of combined it all to get the best edge humanly possible. My mind is a computational beast. It's always trying to find the highest probability for myself. It's trying to put myself in the best. I sat in Union Square watching people. I sat downtown Columbus Circle. My life, I would sit waiting for work or doing something, and I would watch people walk by me in New York City. And I watched millions of people. I lived in New York City for 20 years, one of the biggest cities in the world. I saw hundreds and thousands of faces every week, a new face, a new person. And I thought about all the different lives that I could live. And I thought about all the different places you could go. And I thought all the things you could do for money. And I came down to trading and finance. I said, man, these guys make the most from their home in front of screens. I said, I analyzed it all. I said, this guy, the trading's the best. I read an article about Mike Novogratz, $1 billion trader. And I said, I want to make $1 billion trading. I said, that's my goal. If I make it on YouTube and all that, fine, whatever. But I just want to make to me, I want to make $1 billion trading. That's my goal. I'm not going to stop till I hit $1 billion or they bury me in the sand. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, every day I'm working towards $1 billion. That's it. And once I hit $1 billion, I'll give it all away. I don't care what happens to it's more about if I can do it. I just want to hit a goal. I want to see something unbelievable happen. I want to have a dream that makes other people laugh at me. If your dreams don't make other people laugh at you, they're just not big enough. If your dreams don't make people laugh at you, they're just not big enough. I'm going to say it again. If your dreams don't make people laugh at you, they're just not big enough. Your dreams got to be so big that they scare the bejesus even out of you. But there is no fear. But they excite you. They make you think, wow, is that really where I could take it? And it is. I'm just inspired today. I'm super excited about where Bitcoin's going, what happened to us, how we made it, and just where we are today, everybody. So at resistance, there's the 21-day moving average, the 50 coming for the 200 we're about to get a golden cross on the 8 hour. Overbought on the stochastics RSI, telling us the momentum is a little and a little high on the RSI too, right? So again, I would be watching the 8 hour for a bearish divergence. That's what I'm doing. We could get a double top. We could get but we might just boom. But if we break resistance and we use that as support too, that could change the story, Morning Glory. So there's a lot. It's interesting. Right now, I'm open-minded. Anything could happen here. Bitcoin could continue to the upside. Bitcoin, the odds that it pulls back are higher because we're away from the 21. And you just like to pull back. But we could even go sideways for the next, 24, 46 hours. Have the 21 come into price and then get ready for a massive pump back to the upside. That would be absolutely lovely. That's my system in a nutshell. The stochastics reset. Price goes sideways. Bang. See, I'm also juxtaposing price action and stochastics RSI every single day. And that's how it makes you a really good trader. Here, it comes up, it comes down. Price came up, it came down. So when it started to come down and we were here, I didn't trade that because now had the price stayed sideways and this come down and we got to the dotted line again, I would have traded it. It's a very simple way to trade. All right. It's a very, very simple way to trade. Okay. I told you the NQ was going to continue to pump. Remember, I do my Friday updates. I'm going to do my macro Friday update today, where I'm going to give you Bitcoin, DXY, all that fun stuff. That's going to come out around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. Be excited for that. I do that, I spend a nice half an hour to 40 minutes analyzing and all that. That video takes me a while. I do it once a week. It doesn't get as much views as I would like. I would love if you guys really sent that. That is that video called the bottom of the NASDAQ in October and the S&P. I mean, this is insane. I could tell you they're going to keep printing money. They're going to keep printing money. They have no choice. What else are they going to do? And every day I give you this Ginny Foundation to remind you the U.S. dollar purchasing power during the 20th century. I got into Bitcoin because I studied history. I wasn't some new. It's funny, you think getting into a new age tech is because someone was into the newest thing and a futuristic guy, which I was. I believed in the future. I was always I said, if I can invest in the future before everybody else, that's how I can make money. You got to be forward-thinking investing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. This is what I did with my life. Before marijuana was legal, I figured it's going to be legal. It's going to be in New York City, Boston, everywhere. I said, we got to buy these weed companies first, sell them off when the news comes, right? Buy the rumors, sell the news. This is exactly what happened. It was a great play. It's one of the biggest plays that changed my life, Canopy Grow Corp. And that really was what put me in position to start like really trading. And then I got into Bitcoin and then my life changed. I found Bitcoin at $300 too because I was hungry. I was researching. I was online. I was always trying to find something different, just like you are today. That's why you're on this channel watching me. You were just like I was back then. And some of you even light years ahead of me. Some of you are even, more successful and bigger than I am. You just come because you love the channel. But look at all these dollars that were look at $10 billion Yugoslavian, Bolivian peso, 5 million. What they're trying to show you is they've been printing money to zero for hundreds of years. The average lifespan of a fiat currency is 35 years. Following the list of currencies is a small sample of all the fiat currencies throughout the past 1,000 years that have collapsed due to corrupt or incompetent monetary policy making. Hyperinflation is one of the most common precursors to fiat currencies collapse. We're getting it right now. It's going to happen to the US dollar. It's only a matter of time. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm a realist. They call me a conspiracy theorist. They'll call me out of the, he's out of touch. He didn't go to Penn. He didn't go to Harvard Business School. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But somehow he turned a tiny amount in his basement, right? And he got himself into a position which he shouldn't be. Why? Because of cryptocurrency. I came from two middle-class working people. My dad was an iron worker. My mom was a school teacher. I cherished every meal. We prayed to God. I went to church. I grew up Catholic in Boston. My dad's father was a bricklayer. My mother's father was a postman. She lived in Mattapan. Her mother was a homemaker. My dad's mother died when he was 22, 24 years old or something. He never told me the exact age. I never got to ask him. But I know she died and she was in a wheelchair for half his life. So it's just, man, I don't take anything for granted in this world. My mother died in May, in November here on Thanksgiving. My dad died in May. I lost my parents. And now I'm out here with each and every one of you, giving everything I have. And may God bless us all. But man, I came from people that worked so hard for everything. So my grandfather, Moses Price, freaking shoveled manure for the, I'm just saying, my dad always said, you came from nothing. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. You hear me? Remember where you came from. When you make this money, when you get big, don't act like a big shot, Be a humble person. Remember where you came from. Remember what got you here and continue to stay that way so you can continue to reap the benefits of the Lord. I don't know what's making me saying this today, but we're all in gains today. A lot of money's coming our way. That's when we need to reset and realize that we're not better than everybody else out here just because we got into crypto, and that if we did get this edge, we need to help others too. That's our chance to give back to others. That's our chance to do something. Okay? Anyway, Bitcoin's right where it was when I started the speech an hour ago. All right, so don't worry. I know that I had a moment. I know when Bitcoin's going to be flat. All right? That's how good I am. I'm going to get you there when you need to be there. The 4-hour time frame is exposed right now. It's overbought. It's away from the 21-day moving average. It's very likely going to come back or make some type of flag. I'd be pulling a Fibonacci on this 4-hour time frame from impulse here of that 21-day moving average and looking at a possible move back down to this 618 Fibonacci level. It doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure. We may be making a symmetrical triangle or a bull pennant. Nobody knows. We could continue to fly to the upside. Here's the deal. Whenever I'm going to get into a trade, I ask myself these 4 questions. What could possibly happen, right? Or where's it going? Could it continue to go to the upside? It's the first question. And so I say, okay, let me backtest this theory. We had a massive run up, multiple 4-hour candles that were just massively green. One of the biggest runs we've had in a while for this time frame. The Stokes are pretty high. Let me go back in time and just take a probability test of high stochastics. So here the Stokes got up to the dotted line and we went sideways. It was probably the end of that momentumous rally and we kind of went sideways. So that's a check that when they're high, we usually don't continue to pump. Here they were pretty high and we didn't continue to pump. Here we actually were pretty high and we went sideways and we did get a crazy pump even though we were pretty high. And then we got another pump. So it can happen. All right. Here we were high and we dumped nastily. Here we were high, we dumped nastily. Here we were high and we dumped pretty nice. Here we were high and we dumped. Here we were high and we dumped. Here we were high and we dumped. All the time, too, away from the 21-day moving average. Notice the time that we did not dump, we were pretty close to the 21 at one point. But we went sideways to meet it. But we did go sideways. You see that? We didn't go flying up. We went up a little bit, came back down, but we eventually kind of, from where we started, you could have got back in before a bigger move. Point of the story is most of the time, whenever we're above the dotted line, look, we went to the downside. So the probability is when you get above the dotted line, you're going to the downside. Like 8 out of 10 times. And if you keep doing it, it's more like 27 out of 30 times. It's a lot. Only one time here, which this anomaly happened. Again, we got above the 200 SMA. That kind of started the story. We got above some moving averages. Shoulder, head. Look, and this was a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I called this a complex inverted too. We had this thing wrapped up in a bow. We had the cup and handle. We had the complex inverted. We had the bull pennant. We had above the point of control. We were above the 200 SMA. We had low stochastics on the 8-hour, 22-hour. I mean, there was like my system said, go, 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 go. Like, this is a big move for Bitcoin, right? I plowed into the altcoins. I told my old guy, it's very rare. I said, I'm out of tether. I said, I went all into everything. And thank God I did. I started buying everything right here and boom. And again, there could be a pullback, right? So now we see where we're at, 45,200 for BTC. So could the 4-hour continue? We're going to go to the small time frames now and break it down. To me, this is like a support and resistance area. So now we head to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is heading lower, but not too far away from the 21-day moving average. So I'm going to delete this projection. We did a lot of projections today, right? The smaller time frames are going to be our guide. Let the small time frames be your guide. I always say that. And there's a reason for it because I've learned the hard way. Too many times I was trading a bigger time frame and I didn't look at the small time frame and I got rocked. And I learned my lesson. And you could either learn the hard way or you could learn the easy way by watching the channel. It's up to you. I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. I got to make this smaller. So here we stand. So look at all the analysis we've done now. We can see that the bigger time frames have a little bit of an issue here. We can see that we're clearly at resistance. And it's about 47,700, 47,800. All right. Right now, I'm going to start to flag out the 1 hour. This is what I call the Twisted Sister. I don't know why I made it up that way, but I did. One day I just said it and it came out of my head. I think they're a band though, right? I think they are a band. But I just said it one day and it just stuck. It's when you make two different patterns and you wait for one to fill. All right. What I also do here sometimes is pull another local fib and watch the smaller. This could come to a smaller 618. This could be a smaller scalp as opposed to the bigger fib that we did pull. If this turns, see what happens is if the smaller time frame continues to consolidate, I will be forced to trade this later on today. Based on because it will be a continuation pattern with a probability and I'll have to take the statistical probability on that trade. I don't do anything my emotions tell me to do. I do exactly what the charts tell me to do and nothing more. All right, now we go to the 15. 15 minutes kind of looking like it may consolidate into more of the falling wedge. Why? Because the moving averages are far apart. Whenever they start to get far apart, it tells me I got to be wary. We likely come back down to the 200 SMA. Usually the 200 SMA will snake its way closer to price action as we go, and we will touch the 200 near the 618 and the 786. I've seen this many, many times. This is a known occurrence for many, many coins. I've showed you this on Casper when it pulled back. I can show you this on the weekly for Bitcoin. I did this for Bitcoin when it came back to the weekly in the last run. This is so almost every asset does a very similar formation of movement. I've watched thousands of assets on every single day. I chart like 30 assets on this stream alone every day. Then I go over charts in the trading group. Then I do the weekly screen share. Then I go over Bitcoin again. Then I go over the DXY. Then I do the macro analysis. Do something every single day. You're going to get good at it, period. Like, if you want to become successful, find something you love. Do it every single day till you know more than the average person. And then they'll love to pay you for that information because you're going to save them a lot of time. Everybody become the Uber of their brain. Become Uber brain, right? Why did I just say that? Because people pay for when you get them there quicker. That's why Uber's better than a taxi. So why, if you could obtain so much information and then you can show perfectly to the person that's beginning it that you're, like if I went to scuba and I wanted to scuba, I could tell if a guy was good at scuba and he'd be like, let me teach you. And I could obviously see that he looked like he was pretty good at it. He had his certification. He did it every day, It's like, and that's another thing about our channel. All the channels have people that criticize or say their thing. No one can say anything about us everyone because we show up every single day. You notice that there's no such thing as only love. All we do is get love. It's all love all the time. It's unbelievable. All right. Looking at XPR looks interesting to me. So this is what I'm watching for Bitcoin. And we did get a nice little bounce here. There was a hidden bullish divergence on this 15-minute time frame. The RSI was swinging to the downside while price action was swinging to the upside. And that told me that something was brewing. Right? So here we stand. Do we break out, begin to go sideways, and, does that, create the opportunity for, some type of pennant or ascending triangle here? Or do we get rejected at this line as I speak, and do we come back down? This stochastics RSI is saying we want to move up. This hidden bullish divergence says we break a high in the high inside the divergence. It tells us that we should have longed the bounce, and we're actually okay to long now. The hidden bullish divergence says that we could long. It's very accurate, but nothing is 100%. All right. It says you'll break this high. Sometimes you only just get a little high, though, and you come back down. So this is where I stand for Bitcoin. Second, this breaches. So I have to do this. I'd be looking to long this to the upside. If it comes down here, I'd be looking to maybe long this resistance to the upside at that 618. Here and here are places I'd be willing to enter. This is extremely aggressive because I don't know which way it's going to go. So there's an aggressive entry now. There's the less risky. These take patience. This is someone who can't wait. All right. I've traded all three. And I still will to this day, depending on how I feel about the market at that moment. Bitcoin has bounced from 47,150 to 47,297 since we've been yapping. All right. Who here doesn't mind the motivational speaking during the stream? Who here doesn't mind when we get down into like real life stuff? Put a 333 in the comment if it's you come here for that. Put a 2 if you just only want the charts. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. I'll listen. But I truly believe I got life lessons, ideas, energy, vibrational frequency, things that I can send your way that can push you to the limit and help you go. All right, it's all 333, so I'm loving it. 1, 2. All right, so you can bounce. A couple 2s. A couple 2s in there. There's always a few haters in the background, right? So while Bitcoin's breaching to me and looking pretty bullish, chance that like this is becoming non-reality And the hidden bullish divergence looks like it could be taken over. And you could even make this a possible little flag here. Wow. So very, very bullish signs, right, so far here for BTC. Then we would take our measured move, would be the length of this pole. And then we'd start to build the next trade, okay? We see there's clear resistance. We must break back above. I show you that's weekly too. So we get above that, it's a pretty big deal. It shows that more is coming our way. The greatest entry was at the bottom of the aggressive timing, right? And this would probably get us to the next resistance all the way to 49,000. We could definitely go to 50K today, in my humble opinion. There's, you know, and again, that is my opinion. There's no guarantees. This hidden bullish divergence tells me we should break the high inside of the divergence. Swing up to swing up while the RSI swings down. Hidden bullish divergence. Understand your divergences. Use them to your advantage. This is a 3-6-2 risk-reward ratio. I only make a 3 to 1 risk-reward ratio. Why is that? If I trade this 10 times and I lose this 7 times, I'll lose 7 times 0.139. All right? I could even raise it to 2. That's 14%. If I win it 3 times, it's 3 times 5. That's 15%. So I still win more than if, you know, again, that's not your, it's weird how that example isn't the best because it's one, I guess you can't raise that to 3.9. So 13 times 7, that's 2.17. So you lose 9.1%, right? The 9.9's an 81. I can flip it in there, but yeah, basically, and then this one you means 15. You're gonna make way more, even if you only win 3 out of 10 trades. That's the whole point. Okay. We started to lose strain. It's because trading opened up and Grayscale was able to sell. Yeah. Yeah, but look at that huge pump we just got from the upside for Bitcoin, 47,048. And I'm telling you, I just showed you the hidden bullish divergence. This should break out to the upside. The 15-minute looks like it wants to rock. The stochastics are low. The MACD is about to turn. I've already made 2 hot trades today. I don't know if I want to extend my trading. I mean, this whole week's been amazing, right? But this, like, I mean, that entry was right there. It's already in the money. Man. This is the next trade that I see happening for Bitcoin. So see how it took me this whole time? It's now, what, 11:12. I started this at 10:10. It usually takes me, and I did kind of, you know, I was off topic a little bit, right, up from the chart. But, and honestly, I don't think I was off topic because I'm teaching you how to keep your mind right while you're trading. And you can work all you want. But, Bitcoin ETFs in Japan. That's another thing. Everyone thinks ETFs in America. We forget that there's ETFs all over the place. Wow, money. So there's Bitcoin in a nutshell. That's what I see happening for today. I don't know why I'm nice enough to give you guys my free trade advice, my free trade idea every day. No advice. My free trade idea every single day. Jupe, so many coins, but short term, up. What you think? I mean, Jupe had some hype. You know what I mean? Jupe's something you just gotta, like, everyone, like when Uniswap came out, it sat around at $5, $4, $3. You know, it was like, and then one day it hit 20, and the next thing it was out of control, and everyone was like, oh, the unicorn, you know. There's gonna be a day, I believe, where Jupe has its moment in time, but it takes patience, man. Like Casper, we've been waiting. Casper hasn't been hot until now. Now Casper's hot again. Everyone's, oh, God. We were accumulating and buying 9 and 10, right? Remember when I bought $10,000 worth of it in front of you guys? When things weren't the best, when it was bearish. So, you know, just, so I see some chop here for BTC. And I want to see this stay in chop. We could get like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and this could dump down. You're looking to see if moving averages, if you break the 50 on the 15, then you're going to come down to the 200 SMA. And that's that 618 level, right? Big time frames tell me a pullback's coming. Small time frames aren't giving up. I need to see a head and shoulder on the small time frames. Just like when we're waiting for a reversal here, but then they keep dumping, you know? Like this looks like it's going to make a descending triangle and continue to dump, right? It looks pretty bearish. It does almost look like a money printer, though, that would pump back to the 200 SMA, right? So we could get that short. So look, you can money printer. See the money printer? You can flip this upside down and you can short the same way as you can long. It's the exact same thing. And I teach you guys this too. And that's why I get out whenever I see bearish div in the 21 away from the 200 SMA. You got some bearish div there. It's telling you, but we're getting a buyback. The bullish div pushed us back in, the exaggerated bullish div. So the charts are telling me, hey, there's a possible probability that hasn't been capped yet. Like it doesn't say it's over. It does, like, if we lost this line, we start to break, then this is over, and that's not happening. But right now, the reality is that this chart could still make this flag, and this flag could still break out to 49,690. So as long as that's on the table, we have to believe it. You can't be open-minded one way and not be open-minded the other. Like, you can't believe and say you're open-minded and not really be open-minded. All right. I was going to jump back in, but I'll hold off for now. 3 solid wins. Yeah. All the lifers who made massive gains for the last few days trading Bitcoin with me, all coins, who did amazing. We never called short. We didn't scare anyone without the market. We had a pretty good idea of what was likely going to happen based on what the charts really are that great. Like, you can be that accurate with technical analysis. Like, it really is that. It does. I'm amazed. Like, my life is proving and showing that if you stick to TA and you only do TA, and you don't listen to the news, and you don't listen to your buddy, and you don't read 100 Twitter guys, and you don't follow every freaking YouTuber out there with all their wacky ideas that just don't make any sense, and you just stick to the charts, you're going to be in such a great place. You're going to be in such a great place, you know? May God bless everyone here that took gains, made life-changing wealth, or even just began to make life-changing knowledge, like really started to change their knowledge. Shout out to the trading group. It is blowing up. It's out of control. Shout out to everyone that's jumped on in. We appreciate you. If you want to jump on into the trading group, right here is the link, cryptolifer.com. Jump on in today. It'll blow your mind. All right? You want to see where I set up all my trades, get busy, where I buy all my spot bags. You know what I'm saying? MEXC. And the reason why MEXC too, 0 fees. Like, you can't get it anywhere else. Like KuCoin, they're going to hit you higher. Bybit, they're going to hit you higher. Everywhere is going to charge you way more. 0 spot maker and taker. That means you can DCA for no money at all. 0 future maker fee, 0.1 taker fee. You know what I'm saying? It's just unbelievable. Lowest fees in the game, you can't beat it. And so this is where I trade my futures account. This is what I do. All right. Love trading futures there. I check out Crypto Panic, just something I want you to look at. Yes, COQ Inu is back up again, 47%. Axelar, back above $1, man. That thing just continues to rip. It's a crazy coin. Kujira, that's something that could be really big. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about it like 2 to 3 months ago. Stargate Finance comes up. Joe is Avalanche's trade. I think it would have a little more. Avalanche kind of quiet right now. May come back into the limelight, but right now Avalanche has been a little quiet. Loopring, but these are the most searched coins in the last 7 days. Vision, Veracity. I own some Veracity long term. And then Phantasma Soul, the most visited coins. Which is like, what's the difference between a searched and a visited? Right? It's kind of funny, but Project Hive, Pyth has been hot. Ondo, people kind of looking at it again because it had that deal. I like Zeta Chain a lot. I've been accumulating it everywhere between $1 and $1.50. To me, is a good place. But again, you do you. Dimension had a huge pump. We talked about that. Is going to continue. We'll probably go over it today. And Phantasma Soul, a coin that I found out like a year and a half ago and started trading on KuCoin, up 35% today. So just something to think about. We did Token Metrics last night. They have a whole list in the trading group of the hottest coins that we're looking at that have likelihoods of getting some good liquidity and pumps to the upside. So that's been taken care of last night too as well. There's a lot going on. I also just posted another coin, if you want to know, in the trading group that looks like it's hitting a 618 retracement and may be ready for its next leg to the upside. Again, I'm not going to tell you the coin. The coin is in the trading group. But again, what do I know? It's probably just a dud, right? Yeah. I don't really make any gains like that. Yeah. ORNJ, I was in ORNJ last night. I wasn't in it last night, but I put out a trade. I did sell it at 35. Unfortunately, it went all the way to 79. This thing is a monster. I got in pretty early. I was happy with my gains, but the thing just continued to take off and on a retracement. Does it go higher? Does it pull back? What's the FOMO? What's the go-go? What's happening? Well, we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and the 4 hours a little far away for the 21, but not too far away. Same thing here is honestly, this thing moves with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets its next leg up, this thing could get its next leg up. It could be doing something similar, like just lagging behind what Bitcoin just did. Okay? Let me flip out BOOKMAP. Link to BOOKMAP in the comment section below my videos. It's amazing. BOOKMAP now showing kind of liquidity on either end. Some guy at 49,000, some at 46.5. Either one is great for me. I could care less. They are both beautiful numbers. We are in such a good place. We'd much rather go to 49,000. We're going to watch that flag in the 50 minutes, see how it plays out. All right. So we kind of know what's happening now. We got liquidity kind of stretched thin on either side. And we're going to have to depict that. We're going to have to go either way at one point today if you want. Thursdays by 2 o'clock, the trading gets pretty light. I don't ever tell people to trade too hard on Thursdays. Trade light on a Thursday. It is what it is. So, but do you? I know you're going to do you no matter what I say anyway, because I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taking as financial advice. But, now Bitcoin all the way back down to 360, 370, but not too bad. Kind of hovering above that $47,300 level. So this thing could make a beautiful flag and then continue to the upside. I could see it happen. There's a lot of hype for it. People like it. It's an app that you're going to be able to use NFTs on BRC20. It's going to be like the Uniswap. When Uniswap, it's going to be like the Pancake Swap with even more functionality and functionability. Can you say functionability? But it's going to be amazing. And I'm thinking of just going back in and looking for that opportunity. 143% gain. And if any coin's hot, it could be orange. We got in at 11 cents when it first hit this market. You could have gotten even earlier on a pre-sale with my man, the Crypto Lifestyle. Shout out to my man, Francis. Bang, bang, bang. But shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you all for being here. All right, moving forward on the day. So orange looks interesting to me as we kind of move into altcoins throughout this half of the session. All right. And let's take a look at what you guys are saying. It's Friday. Shout out to the official Gem Class podcast. Yep, got him late on ORDI. Still made 2.5x on a swing. This is the type of alpha you get in the trading group. Shout out to Desert Crypto. I love that you still made 2.5x. Dates don't matter, just TA. Yep. Just the man. Choose whatever day he wants to be okay. I don't know what you mean. Interesting. Dim, Bart Simpson on the 15. Possibly. What happened to Myro? I mean, it got sold off. It could pump back. You never know. Man, if you don't notice, this is about narratives. The narratives change every 5 seconds. It's from one narrative to the next. Okay? One narrative to the next. It really is. Anyway, banging on orange. I like that. 142. Man. Unbelievable. That could go to one. I'll watch this close. And that could even collapse all the way back down to the 618 and to the 200 SMA. You lose this level. You're looking at, let's see if this level holds and it consolidates. See if it consolidates, it's telling us that this support's going to hold. That's what's key. Let's take a look at our DXY. All right, DXY didn't collapse as hard as you'd want. It was just Bitcoin friendly, and that's what we want. I like when Bitcoin pumps way before DXY. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want Bitcoin only pumping when DXY dumps. Like, we want Bitcoin to do its own thing and then get the love when the DXY decides to take to the downside. Well, look, kind of a double top here. We could say it's attempting to flag out. Not amazing, but And if it loses the 200 SMA, it could lose the 200 SMA and then fall all the way back down here to 102.98. That's what we want. We want to see this rising wedge break to the downside for Bitcoin. And remember, on the bigger idea, we want this to make a head and shoulder pattern on the DXY. We'll get rid of this for you, the moving averages, and we'll take a look here. You're looking for this to make a head and shoulder pattern on the DXY and move further to the downside. That's what you're looking for. Anyway, Bitcoin at 47,240, sideways for most of the day. All right. Super chats. We got ORDI, hello, DOGE, Injective, VR, PAAL ID, and SafePal, SFP. We got a cool little list here coming through. Shout out to Lakochi Coker for giving me those super chats. God bless you for being here, and thank you so much for jumping on in. Shout out to everybody who's getting that knowledge, learning about cryptocurrency, and finding their way in crypto. 11:24 in the morning. Shout out to the 1,277 people here on the live on the 77s. When you get the likes up to the watchers, 640 people on the likes. Let's get those likes all the way up to 1,000. There's no reason why we're going to continue to push forward. We might even find a massive gain right now. You never, ever know. All right. If you're going to trade, I'm trading on MEXC. I'm telling you that right now. MEXC has been the best place for traders to trade. I do get a commission if you hit the link below. It's the best thing you could do to get back to the channel if you've been making gains or you got a lot of knowledge through what I've taught you. Karmatic reigns, right? I always give karma back, man. Karma's big to me. And every one of the links that I have down below is a way you could give back to the channel if you would like to. If you want more knowledge, join the trading group and jump on in. All right. This could be a right shoulder. We're going to move on from this, but that's it, you know. And we're going to break that down on the macro analysis too. So I'm not going to give you all the other stuff that I usually do today because we're going to give you that later on in my video that comes out. All right. But beautiful pumps to the upside. Bitcoin did damage. Everything played out as we talked about. And those weekly videos were great because if you watch them every Friday, they would have kind of set you straight because there was a lot of fear and FUD going on. And I think it's good to kind of look at the big picture when there's a lot of fear and FUD going. Let's take a look at our first super chat. We already looked at ORNJ, so we got that done. Let's take a look at ORDI, which I'm a holder of ORDI. It's been lackluster recently, right? Hasn't really been doing its thing. Right? Tight right there, wanted to make a move. Came into the giant double bottom. It's almost like the BRC20 space was hot, and ORDI was like the old kid, and now like everyone's into the new kids, right? But that's a beautiful bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom. That's a beautiful double bottom. You got a 68% chance, round to 70, that's breaking back up to the upside, going to gap through the VRVP. You're going to get ORDI back somewhat near 83, near that all-time high. So ORDI's looking okay. And it definitely just breached this, you know, in my mind, what was like a long-term falling wedge here. Trend line. Fell out, came back in. Could almost look at it like a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder that could also break to the upside. Bit of a cup and handle here. Yeah, once ORDI breaks above this level, look for it to probably continue up to 83. I hold ORDI, you know. So, of course, I would like it to be bullish. But if it can't get back above the 7, expect more downside too as well. Like, I'm not just going to tell you things are going to go up because I own them. I don't do that, right? But, so here's the deal. I wouldn't swing trade it. I hold it long term. I don't really care, but I wouldn't swing trade it. I want to see it get above this level and bounce. If not, it looks like it could make a flag first, bounce off this key level for a bounce. That's a POC. You don't want to see it lose that. I'm more bullish than bearish, though, based on what I know it is and what's happening with the chart. That's a beautiful double bottom. I could see us at 83 sooner than later. Shout out to the fan funding. Let's call out your names and see who was awesome today. We got Stas with the M60. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for the love. Blessing, Sammy. May we check PAAL AD? Yeah, let's check PAAL. Hey, can you check SFP from Nick Zulu? Shout out to Nick. We love you, Nick. Thank you for being here. Crypto Bob. I don't say that because it could come off on the, you know, and AMD Motocross. AMB Motocross. Love the live stream. Me and my girlfriend and my dog are listening. Keep up the fantastic work. God bless. Thank you so much for the love, man. It's very nice of you. Media Vibes with the Goose just picked up hello at 8 cents. Thank God. I can't believe it came back down that far. God is good. I know Bitcoin is pumping and altcoins come along. Can you check Dogecoin? Shout out to Rebuild the Dark Side, right? AI. Rebuild Dark Side AI, I think. Shout out to Glenn B. Sam, you rock. Changing lives. ORDI. That's your thing, man. RC Moore. Sorry to bring this up yet. We got you and Byron Franco. So Byron, RC Moore, Glenn B. D. Super. Gifted 5 super chats to the members here. Very, very nice of you. That's awesome. Media Vibes with Goose. Catherine Brunette also gave us the love. Let's hit that. Good morning. Can you please take a look at Injective Protocol? We'll take a look at that too as well. Steve-O, 15886. Please, can you look at Victoria VR? Of course we can, Steve-O. And you know what? A lot of channels don't do this. They don't stop and start reading everyone's name. When you give a super chat, don't you want to be recognized? I've given super chats. When I don't get recognized, I'm like, man. And I know it's happened to me. I'm not always, but I try to do it 99% of the time because I'm super conscious of everybody's feelings. And I know how everybody feels because I'm super sensitive. And so I call everybody's name out here because I know what it's like. And, you know, and I feel really good about it. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And thank you so much for giving to the channel. It means the world to me. It really does. May God bless everybody here on the channel. Super, super happy to be here with each and every one of you. Super happy to be positive. This is not an act. I'm positive every day because I love positivity. I'm not going to choose to be negative. It's not going to serve me or do me any good. All right. I'm going to do what's going to propel me to greatness and help me progress every day of my life. I'm sure I don't do everything perfectly, but I'm going to do the best I can. All right. You got to do the best you can. There's nothing else. All right. Is Ape dead? I don't know, man. There's more hype around other things right now. It's a narrative game. There's no NFT narrative right now. The narrative is liquid staking. You know, all these hot new coins, Dimension, you know, just like get with what's happening. Pay attention. Like follow the sauce, dude. It's ERC 2404. Nobody cares about NFTs at the moment. They'll come back. They'll have their time. This is the time that if I'm NFTs, I'm accumulating ones that matter when no one's paying attention. See, everyone wants to get into things when they're hot. Like, is Ape dead? I mean, if Ape's dead, it's the time to probably grab it up. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. Injective protocol. We talked about it. I want to see this nice rounded bottom. Falling wedge could easily break to the upside. It's got some hidden bullish divergence on the bigger time frame. Let's take a look at our 2-day chart. And fasting gives you this extra energy for sure. You don't feel bogged down. 2-day chart is about to rip. And it's got extreme hidden bullish divergence. Like, it's screaming that we're going to continue to the upside. So, I'm in injective. I got a big old bag. I might even add to it. This thing is about to moon, in my humble opinion, and 65 sooner than later. It's hot. More is coming out. The Kepler wallet is hot. The staking is hot. People are realizing how hot the staking is. I'm doing it now. It's catching on. Everybody's staking on Kepler, baby. If you're not staking on Kepler for, 12, 10% after commissions, then what are you doing? You can only make 5% at the bank these days. DeFi is crushing it when it comes to finance. They are offering more than the banks can offer you. A higher yield rate. You do you. My money works harder for me in DeFi than it does in TradFi. I'm sorry. These are just the facts. Wow, they sold this puppy hard. Some whales sold this thing so hard in the last 2 days, and it dipped down to 8. Wow, you got that 8 steal, though. Look, the 786 Fibonacci retracement. That's usually your local institutional grabbing point. It's where the bot snatched it, and the wick probably came right to this wick, too. Like, previous resistance became support right there on a wick-to-wick basis. Funny, on a wick-to-wick basis. I never said that, but that's funny. Now we're oversold here, coming to the downside. Very interesting. So what we want is we just want to see this bounce, really, right? And it can consolidate for a while. I believe this is going to go to the moon. I'm holding this for a year or two. I started buying this down here. We were getting in when it first came out. Hello token. When it came out here, we sold, got back in, came out here, sold a little bit, got back in here, and there, and then rebuilt my bag. And then here we are, here where we stand. So only time will tell. We'll see what happens when it comes to Hello token. Okay? We'll see what happens. ORDI, Hello, Doge, Injective, VR, PAAL ID, and SFP. All right? And that's 0.3131 eventually. But it does, for me, there's going to be some consolidation here for a while. But it did tap the 786 on a wick. Shout out to anyone that jumped in at 8. That was a absolute snipe. Is there a chance it bounces quicker and it does this? Yes. We'll be watching for both of these beautiful patterns to play out. Both of them are bullish in the long term for me. And either one will reveal a 31 hello over time. I'm super bullish on this project. I own it. No one paid me to talk about it. I do know Altcoin Daily. They're cool guys, but they've never reached out to me to talk about it. I don't know the owners of this game or all that, I met Jet, the guy that did the other one, but remember that whole thing got kind of crazy. And, you can say whoever you want about certain people in the industry, but honestly, I don't know. I felt like I picked and choose my battles as best I could, So, let's take a look at Doge. But a call out's a call out, right? I mean, so Doge is in this beautiful cup and handle, getting ready for a big pump. It really is. And we've got this Doge trade on. It's been on for literally since the 26th of January. So it hasn't lost any momentum. It's been sideways. Usually when you go sideways that long after, you're consolidating for something big. I see Doge going to 13 cents. Only a matter, but it's I don't know when or how, when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. But My charts convey that once we get above this point of control, we're going to go through the gap, and the gap's going to take us to that 12.5, 12.9, and then we're going to spew into 13.7. I said spew, yeah, because it's going to be like a push. We're going to push further into it, okay? Remember, there's a hot coin right now, too, on Radium you may want to find out about. That's in the trading group that I just posted. These trades take their time. Space ID took like 10 days, and out of nowhere, it just absolutely exploded. Looked a lot like Doge did right here. And look at it now. Soaring to 61. This thing is out of control. I even gave you guys this trade here. And now, look, it's flagging out again. So if anything's going to go hot, it looks like Space ID may want to do it again. I'm out. I don't have it anymore. It is what it is, so I'm not pumping my own bags. I'm just showing you TA. That thing looks bullish to me, though. High risk, high reward at this point. It continues to pump. But 76 cents for Space ID. And that would be both this bigger target and that target, and it would make sense. It would hold above the supportive resistance level. Let's take a look at Bitcoin for you for a second to show you where it's at. We're at 47,190. Just doing our thing, hovering. Building that sideways price action that could lead to bigger consolidation. Lower volume too as well on this beautiful Friday. And shout out to everybody here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. It feels good to be Friday, doesn't it? I said it on purpose. It feels good to be Friday. I can't tell you how it feels. It feels so good to fast. And I can feel my whole body just saying, no, like, we're going to, no more. Don't put any more in. Let me just push out. Let me rebuild. You know? Everything okay? I don't know if someone's breaking in, you know? I know, I just got to ask. You never know, right? Never know. I'm ready with my wit. My wit is locked and loaded. Shout out to ID 76461. All right. And look, I just did USTD or something stupid. And ID's been hot, just continuing to gain. Let's continue to go through the super chats. Shout out to everybody here on the live. What is up? Injective VR. Let's take a look at VR. PAAL ID and SFP. Unbelievable. Shout out to Seller Dominance. Can we look at Flux? That's funny. That's got to be Tory. Funny. Sniper Paul for the 99 pound. God bless you, brother. So RETK. RETIK. So let's take a look at Injective VR PAAL RETIK in Flux. Sometimes even just a super chat tells me that the coin could be kind of getting some buzz because you guys are asking about it, right? So the show alone does a full circle analysis of kind of what to find, what's hot. I just keep showing up every day and, I find coins, you guys 5 coins. It just kind of happens. Like how do we got into, you knew ORNJ was going to be hot. I got into BRC20 a year ago. I made an ordinal last October, not this October, last October. I was one of the first, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, you can inscribe. It was the first two or 3 days I inscribed an ordinal. I had to. I spent my Bitcoin, hard-earned Bitcoin on that ordinal, right? Because I wanted it. I like doing something. I like getting in. We got ERC 2404, a brand new type of coin here. And I think I had the description here. Also, SwordChain's on my radar. I keep looking at SwordChain. I don't own any yet, but it looked interesting to me. You may want to deep dive SwordChain. Completely up to you, though. Completely up to you. You don't have to look at it at all. I don't know. I just think it looks pretty good. EIGEN layer on Swell. 3 hours left to stake the ETH. All right? In order to get the pearls. But, you do whatever makes you happy. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's a bunch of woo-ha-ha. Who knows? I took a shot. Every time I took a shot, something good has come of it. So I took a shot. That Sammy Cup and Handy to the upside on the 22 played out so well. It's ridiculous. All right? And so far, so good with this, we're channeling. Now, it could be the right shoulder and start to dump. And we could still be making this falling wedge. It's likely after a massive pump like this, we will get a bigger pullback. But I'm open-minded. See, I don't know what's going to happen. See, the problem is people say they know what's going to happen, but you never know what's going to happen. What's your prediction for Jupe? It keeps going down. It might keep getting sold off, honestly. Maybe sell it off and put it into something else. I don't know. Yep. Who knows? I have no idea what's going to happen to Jupe. Let's take a look at it. So someone asked about VR. Let me finish this here. So VR had a massive pump to the upside. And a lot like Bitcoin, right? It got super tight. It had the 21-day moving average involved, and it got above the high volume node. Nothing really to stop it, and it was gone. Low stochastics and the stochastics RSI, and even the indicator gave it a bullish divergence, telling you there was going to be some type of movement to the upside. So VR got a beautiful pump. There was Victoria VR. I don't know if this is the same, but look, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Parabola. The steps in the parabola, right? And whoever made this beautiful parabola, easy to see parabola chart that everybody uses and has all the time on their chart, you know, but we should find it there. This baby right here. And look at that thing. 1, 2, boom. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Smart. Look, you see his thing. All right. So beautiful move to the upside here. Parabolic curve. Step-like formation. 1, 2, 3. You get 4 bases to the sell-off top. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the sell-off top. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So crazy. This thing was in on November 21st and just continued. And just did a basically over a 6x. All right. Very small cap coin. I may not be too attracted to a spread like that. So, and it could have been a, it could have been a group. You never know what happened to it. So I'm wary of stuff like this. But good for it. To me, it has to come back down to the 21-day moving average yet again. It's the same thing. You cannot pump without touching a 21. If it's bullish, it'll continue. High risk coin. 4 hour says there's more to go. So I'd trust on the 4 hour until the 4 hour decides to roll over or says it ain't got nothing left. And again, it's Twisted Sisters all over the place, right? You see, I don't know where it's going to go, and it's going to pick one of these. One of these will give you opportunity. Let's take a look at that measured move for VR. Take it to 0.9 cents, and it would almost be a double up from here. It's on the radar. I'll put an alert on it. Why not? We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at SF PAAL AI. I really like this coin. It's on Gate.io though. All right, it's my only thing. You can does it get it on? Yeah. It's on Polonian X as well, and it's on CoinX. So CoinX is the spot. I like CoinX personally. So PAAL AI has been hot. I loved it, man. When it first came out, it spoke to me. I had it here. We had the alert, and then it slumped back down to the lows. Went to 10 cents, and it's already up almost 50%, back to 14, breaching this trend line and moving to the upside. So PAAL AI is showing some love. Get rid of the moving averages and take a look here. Ben also likes this project too. Whenever I notice Ben likes a project, I pay attention to it because he has a good following. Whatever you want to say is the people that stay with him are super loyal. And, he was good to me. As a lot of you people said, hey, I never would have known about you. So I always I judge no man. And shout out to Ben, man. And shout out to everybody there. And, condolences to Cassie and her father dying, right? I mean, that's really sad, man. My mom and dad passed away horrible, right? So it's not easy, man. And everyone has their opinions on the entire thing. I know. And I hear it. Believe me. I get DMs, messages. I read my Twitter comments. All right. Resistance here. Can we get above the group and continue up? Your next area you're looking for is 18. All right. So PAAL ID, man. And the bigger target takes you to 40. came out when it was at 2 cents. It's already 7x, and we knew about it way back here. All right, so. Lifer, got to tell you, this wasn't a great week for me. Got stopped out a lot. Usually would be mad and trying to chase trades. But what I have to learn from you guys changed my mindset, and now I'm more calm. Thank you. So sorry, man. You know, you'll find your way, you know, and it can stink when the week was huge and the biggest gains came and you got stopped out a lot. But that's another reason why DCAing and always having a long-term portfolio, in my humble opinion, is a part of sectioning off my portfolio. Again, do whatever makes you happy. That's what I do. And I'm not a financial advisor. Another guy saying you should be taking his financial advice. But, you know, you are the opportunity, Mac. And the fact that you went through that is a blessing. You know how many people didn't get stopped out last week and don't even know what trading is? And they might get into trading when Bitcoin's at $500,000 5 years from now. And a lot of opportunity would have passed. There's still going to be opportunity for them. And if you believe you're the opportunity you are, look, you're giving a super chat when you said it had a tough week. Something definitely is changing in your life because you're not holding back despite maybe some losses. You're actually still giving, which to me is the key. Whenever I was down and out and I was still giving money to a bum on the corner or doing, I shouldn't say a homeless person on the corner, someone out there, you know, and Bitcoin getting the pump to the upside, everybody. 47,370 again. Showing more and more signs that we're going to take the path to the upside and not take this falling wedge. The hidden bullish divergence tells us that we should break this high and be gone with this, be gone to the wind. I still may open up a long. Look, see, I've been waiting all day for the trade to go to me. I have my speculation, I have my projection, and I'm waiting for price action to fill into my projection. I've even seen this play out like this is a shoulder, this is a head and a right. I've seen that, dude. I've seen that. I just got a photographic memory of when that happened. So definitely could be something to look at. All right. And we could still be getting rejected and come down here. It's not. Now, look, you're technically in a symmetrical triangle. 50-50 shot either way. You're either going to break down the base of the triangle. You get it? CTA is always there for you. You just can't see it. The people that say TA doesn't work, it's just, you gotta be doing it for like 4 to 5 years to really know it. It took me 15 years to make my first $1 million, man. I'd say that all the time. 15 years from when I decided I'm going to make $1 million. It took me 15 years to be able to see $1 million, to stack a whole milli. You know what I mean? See the whole million, like that's $1 million right there. And fake digits in the bank account, right? I never saw it in cash, but you know what I mean, right? So it may take you quicker than it took me. It took me a long time. I was stubborn-headed. I didn't always follow the rules. And, I also liked my spare. I didn't always chase money. So money I'll be honest, money was not my priority. Learning was my priority. I made knowledge my priority. Money will follow knowledge. If you make money your priority, you may make some money, but you probably will lose it if you don't have enough knowledge. If you have a lot of knowledge, you'll just inevitably continue to make more money. You could, and I'm telling you right now, so I chase knowledge over money every single time. It has always paid off every single time. So every time you have a decision to make and you're either going to make the decision for money or the money for knowledge, you got to pick the knowledge. You got to pick the knowledge. You got to. All right. Like you want to join the trading group. Oh, I don't want to part with my money, but I want to learn something. So who cares? You give, you put the $99 and then boom. And again, of course, I'm selling my hands. So what a great salesman I am, right? But sometimes I catch myself, right? Because even I am a businessman. But the same thing is this. It's you give up the money for the knowledge. You care way more about the knowledge than the money. And then what happens? You gain way more knowledge that brings you more money. This is the thought process behind it all, okay? It's an abundance mindset. It's changing your theory. It's basically you believe more is coming to you. That's why you spend the money for the knowledge. So when you chase knowledge, you're having an abundance mindset indirectly because you truly believe that good things are going to happen to you. This is an Adam and Eve double bottom on SafePal. These things break out beautifully, like 90% of the time. This says very likely this is going to break to the upside and go all the way here. Bang. All right. 10%. Yeah, PAAL doesn't give the best returns whenever it does pump. And you can say that it did breach this trend line now, which is nice too. But Adam and Eve double bottom for PAAL. I like what I'm seeing. It gets above that point of control and that high volume node in the middle. It's going to rip all the way to there. Likely goes all the way there, actually, higher to what, 8? And I love these labels. I love having the price notes up here. Nice and neat. Look at that, of course, right? You saw that, right? I can't do that. Try to pinpoint yourself. Dude, how did I do that? I tell my wife something weird's going on. I'm like, why is it doing it to me every day, all the time? You know? I went to Topgolf, 777s. Like, I'm staying somewhere in vacation. The address, 777. Like, it's just so weird, man. So, yes, once you get above this level, look for the move all the way up to 777s and 83 cents. And, you know, decentralization is getting bigger. People know more about it. PAAL's a great wallet and a good company. Nothing bad to say about them so far. Look at the 6.9. It's a sign, you know. You don't even really, you could put the moving averages on. You're above the 200 SMA. Look at your 4-hour time frame. The second, once you close above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour, you know you're going to go. So wait for candles to concisely close above that, and that's also going to be going to be your confirmation that a move is coming. But it looks very likely like this will play out. Adam and Eve double bottom for PAAL. 2 areas to take profits. Thank you so much for that beautiful super chat. I appreciate it. I don't know if you saw what I saw, but I'm pretty sure you did. So thank you so much. I believe, this is how I look at it. People trade, do TA. They sit there for 20, 30 minutes. They find a really hot one that looks great. And then they super chat it just so to see if their TA matches my TA. And then usually they've done a lot of due diligence. So they actually give the group something worth looking at. And I think that is another key value of the stream that people don't realize. There's a lot of back-end value to the stream that gets regurgitated, right? Due to what's happening on the daily basis. It's pretty awesome. I'm starting to, it took me a while when I had to reanalyze the stream. Like, wow, wait, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes here. Someone asked about RETIK. I don't know what that is. And it doesn't seem to be coming up. Let's take a look. RETIK Finance. Brand new, right? Polygon Loyals makes a surprise shift. Dumps Matic for a rising competitor price. Is that a veil? Published on February 9th and edited on February 9th. In volatile world of cryptocurrency, the recent surprising shift of a long-term path lowest abandoning Matic in favor of a rising competitor, RETIK Finance. Priced at a mere 11 cents is reverted throughout the crypto community. This unexpected decision underscores the importance of adaptability. Interesting. But it's just, again, it's like some guy who liked Matic and now he's buying RETIK. And they turned it into, just be careful when you read these articles. Like, see where they came from, analyze the shift in them. Some guy like Matt, it's like if I sold my Matic for RETIK, they wrote this article about me and be like, oh my God. I wouldn't run and sell my my Matic right now. But it's interesting. It's definitely something worth looking at. RETIK Finance. The landscape future of decentralized finance seems to revolve around RETIK. Rising energy. RETIK. Interesting. RETIK Finance. It's got an Ethereum contract address, which is like, That means it's going to have fees if I try to get it on Uniswap. RETIK pre-sale stage right now. So they're just trying to raise, someone wrote that article. They're trying to get you into this pre-sale. And now I got wrapped up and promoted. So you know what I mean? Just be careful, everybody. Do your own research. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to jump into this. Who knows? Could easily get wrecked. If I did anything like that, I'd put what I was willing to lose, right? But thank you. We know about RETIK now. It could end up being 2-3 months from now. I'll be like, hey, there's RETIK. We talked about it when it first came out. So let's take a look at FLUX. USDT here on FLUX. Okay, on KuCoin. Best place to see it on Binance or KuCoin? Binance. And let's get those likes into the watchers. I want 1,000 likes on every stream. It would be amazing. We're seeing this beautiful symmetrical triangle here getting tighter and tighter, telling us that a move is coming for Flux. All right. Now I see the moving average is getting super tight. Once we get back above this high volume node, boom, we can make a nice boom to the upside for sure. I like Flux right now. It's been hot compared to, it's in a cup and handle. That's a cup and handle. The handle does not have to be a falling wedge. You can be in just a handle, right? So bang. I'm a water fasting today, just so everybody knows. Not eating anything. Nobody cares, but just so you know. But I know you don't care, but I just wanted you to know. Bitcoin sitting at 47,220. Been flat most of the stream. Kind of went from 400, back down to 150, back up to 3, back down to 150. Really just kind of moving between 200 and 347,000. Liquidity on either side, going flat. I'm watching the flag on the 15-minute. There is some hidden bullish divergence that does give us an inkling that we may see a bigger move to the upside. Flux looks like it could make a nice move too. I like Flux with a stop loss below the previous low, 50%. Flux was one of the first coins I started getting into and I really liked. But then something happened with it. I'm happy I got out of it when I did, somewhere like around a day or a year. I can't remember when. Remember when I was really into Flux? And I abandoned it for some. There's so many other new hot coins right now. Like look, you go to 10x Tau and Tau and TIA. We bought Tau at 50 or 80 bucks or 60 or 80 bucks between there on the live stream. We bought TIA at $2 in the live stream. It did a 10x, right? It went up to 20 bucks, $21 almost. It's insane. So you're always looking for the new. I'm buying this coin, and then you have to keep money open for the new coins that nobody knows about. Look at ORNJ doing a freaking 8x in a day. You know what I mean? And if you got into the IDO, those people probably 100x. Because if we 10x'd on MEXC, imagine what they did. So, bang, bang, bang. 84 cents for Flux. Unbelievable. That's the next target I see for Flux. And look, it gets above this high volume node. There's a gap in the VRVP that heads you right to this level, which tells you could even get higher to Flux, possibly to 90. So Flux is getting tight too. Definitely Flux worth keeping on the radar. To me, it's showing signs of a bullish breakout. Got tight moving averages above a high volume node or right at a high volume node. Once it gets above that, thing could really move. Flux capacitor, baby. Bitcoin back to 47,250. And really just kind of back into that chop. Remember, we were in chop for a long time. We may still be in chop. All right. Orange is the new black. Funny, right? And if Bitcoin decides to go sideways and pump, so will orange. If Bitcoin dumps, so will orange. It's a tough place to be in right now if you miss the bigger pump. If you got in at the right time, you're up so much now, you're not too stressed. If you didn't get in, you're watching the market. But don't have FOMO. Take a deep breath. Do your research. What I always say is, okay, this coin's here. I don't want to pay more than 70 cents for it, and I'd like to put in this much. And I accumulate. There's a calm way to do things so you don't, upset yourself, but you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. Everybody, we love you. We appreciate you. I'm pretty sure that's going to end the show here today at 11:59. We got ORDS, we got Tone, ORDS, and JOYSTREAM. Good morning, Lifer. Have a great day, brother. Shout out to Rudy. Thank you so much. God bless you and yours, my friend. And JOYSTREAM gives us the tip above 1 hour, 200 SMA. Funny. Shout out to Stas. Can you look at ORDS, please? And this will be the last super chats, and I will be out for the day. ORDS, JOYSTREAM, and the Onion Relayer. No, and the with the Telegram network, right? Shout out to Master, friend of the house. We love you. We appreciate you, brother. Where is the recording for the DeFi class? It's over, man. It's over. I just kept telling everybody, go to the live stream 2 days ago. I told my team to take out that live stream and push it out. Should have been done already, honestly. So if you want, I'll ask my staff what's happening. But they should have just been able to rip out a little bit of piece of the live stream from 2 days ago and just kind of slapped it together, which I think they did, actually. They already did. Look, this is the recording. They did it. My team's amazing. My team does everything before I even ask. Like, that's how good they are. Like, they already did it. Everyone's like, where's the recording of the live stream? Maybe you should come to my actual channel and start watching the videos. All right? I know it sounds rude right there, but come on. Like, you guys only watch the live stream. I put out so many videos. I explained why BitTensor's hot, what's going on. All right? But right here, look. Major airdrop. Like, right now, like, I'm explaining exactly what I did and how to do it. This is DeFi, man. Like, this is the DeFi class. I also have a class on DeFi that you could buy that is so much more in depth than what I did the other night. This was something that was happening very fast. I didn't want you guys to miss it. If big airdrops come a month from now and everyone's like, look at all the money, and I didn't say anything, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, he didn't even. So, have you checked the CME gap for Bitcoin? We could take a look at that too. Thank you. So look, we came to the last CME gap right there. Let's take a look. Let's go to like the daily. Bigger, the bigger his time frame, the better. Even like, we had that one. Yeah, that's it, right? Next gap to fill is, it's a little gap right there. Usually they're on the daily. But not really nothing. I mean, we're pretty much done, man. There's a little, the CME gap there at 52,000. But that's it. You know, we closed the gaps, brother. It's a wrap. Yep. We're done. That was the last gap right there, and we closed it up. You can call it, there's a fair value gap down here. Say we come back down to 30K one more time. But, you know, that coincides with kind of that bigger pattern that I made. As always, thanks for the knowledge. I'm at work, though. Gotta get some music going to get into the flow of things. Amen. Beautiful Stokes RSI reset of the 50-minute for Jupe, along with a cup and handle. Wait till y'all hear about runes that I have been trying to get you guys on for weeks. Face melting already and more to come. Runes or rune, dude? Come April, you guys will hear about it. Haters will see you walk on water and say it's because you can't swim. Love you, Sam. Keeping up the good energy. I know, right? God bless you. Bye now. Take care. Check Lido, please, man. Love your work, by the way. Thank you for saying that. Runes. We got to have that Zoom, man, where I sit down. Like, runes? What is runes, bro? RuneScape? Casper, Super Chats, Tone, USDT, ORDI, and JOYSTREAM. Let's take a look. The weekly looks very, very bullish. All right. But it's one step at a time for Bitcoin for me. All right. Let's take a look at TON. Now, this coin's been hot. I like this coin a lot. It's one other coin too on my radar that could move. Now, this coin's just been, look, it's going sideways for weeks. It's been going sideways since September. So, like, you can't even lose money. You can't even gain money. Like, it's just been like, it's like preparing for its massive move up. To me, that's a little boring. But eventually, it will get a narrative, and I do think it will pump. But waiting this long for the pump is taking just forever. Bit of a cup and handle there too as well. But it's taken forever. I'll be honest. But that's ton. You know, wait for it to bounce. Definitely looks like it's a bottom for it. The daily looks great. I like this project. I believe in it. I don't own any anymore. I just think there's better narratives, but it's all right. That looks hot to me. Looks like you'll hit 70%, but it may take freaking a month and a half, you know? See, JOYSTREAM looked bearish on the daily. It's in a bear flag. And it's getting overbought on the stochastics. Not a good sign, you know? It got hammered, man. It got hammered. It's crazy. Did such a good job for so long, and then it got fudded. It's sad that it had such a small market cap. That's all it took. Maybe it's needed, who knows? But if it can't, you know, for me, I'm gonna just hold what I have and see what happens. The bull market, even if the bull market rips, sometimes this could come up here and then we could get out, and you know, you never know. But if I was swing trading it, I gotta wait for it to get back above that level. 21786. It's got back above the level, legends. Gotta get back above the level, legends. JOYSTREAM. My legends. Shout out to all the legends. So we got to get back above this key level and bounce for me personally for JOYSTREAM. And it doesn't look amazing. 2-day chart says, hey, we're at our bottom. And I would love for this thing to come back. Trust me. I own a pretty good amount of it, you know, so we'll see what happens. ORDS. And that's why I'm a speculative guy. I mean, not everything's going to play out perfectly. So ORDS swap, right? Which was hot, had a crazy wick. That's kind of crazy. And then just went completely sideways for a long time. This is just following the narrative of BRC20s. But, you know, let's just take a look at exactly what they're doing. What the news is. They've been sideways for days. I put in $2,000. It's still $2,000. Like, it's just like maybe 1900, right? It's like, eventually it will have its day is what the charts are telling me. And then we're going to get our payday at 17 cents. So I'm still in ORDS and I'm holding it. It's a play on ORDI. It's a play on the BRC20s. Like Track, ORDI, Alex. And if you want to play BRC20s, you got Alex, you got STX, you got Track, okay? You got ORDI, all right? And, you know, those are the main. And then you got these orange coins. And that's going to be basically your main plays in the Bitcoin ordinal space, all right? Well, it's going to leave you with Bitcoin before I get out of here for the day. It's been flat most of the stream. But look, it's starting to get very tight inside this symmetrical triangle. See this? Tells me that a move is coming for Bitcoin very soon. And because the Stokes are low, it's telling me that we're about to get a move to the upside. All right? Right like this. This would be the trade. The bigger measured move would take us further all the way to here. The smaller measured move is to about 48,000. The 7-minute is showing signs of a possible short squeeze to the upside. So we have a resistance here. We must break back above, though, at 47,750. Bitcoin getting tight. Looking like it may want to rip to the upside. 15-minute also still tight. And that's like a shoulder head, kind of right shoulder forming. We bounced off the hidden bullish divergence. We should have continued to dump to the 200. We didn't. Moving averages could get tight. At the same time, I'm still watching this very, very closely. But I'm getting a little more bullish here for Bitcoin. Bullish enough where I may even actually start setting up a trade on my futures account. Let's take a look. Shout out to everybody here. If you want to trade where we trade, jump on in to Maxi. The link's right here in the pinned comment section. We make it very easy. If you want to go to join our trading group and get all the stuff that I'm teaching you guys and all my setups and everything that I'm going over, I share my portfolio every week, almost every week. Hit here. It brings you to cryptolifer.com. We got our own network and our own gateway. Jump on in today. None of that Patreon nonsense. Patreon steals money. If you see a creator on Patreon, they're just a beginner. They didn't realize. I did it for a year and a half. It's the worst. They take all your money. They're not cool. They force you into high fees for no reason. They wait mad long to answer emails when you try to change fees. Whatever. God bless them, but I wasn't a fan of it. And I moved on and built my own world. Come on to cryptolifer.com. Show us what you're made of. And join the newsletter. Every single Monday and Saturday, we're going to give you a newsletter that's going to blow your mind just for the 5 to 10 seconds it takes for you to give your mind So we got runes now. So ORDS oversold 1, 2, and that thing could bounce. 17594. ORDS, man. I'm bullish on the ordinal space. I'm still bullish on ORDS. Brand new coin. Really pumped up and still consolidating. Almost a complex inverted head and shoulder, too. And it could go to zero. It's a very speculative asset in a very speculative space. So I know that, right? That's the risk I'm willing to take. Whenever I'm trading, I delete all my last looks and I take a look here. And so look at what's happened. We've definitely made a symmetrical triangle. Some almost want to call it somewhat of a bull pennant. Sorry. And my other thing, it turns those off. Maybe there's a setting I could flip those. So I didn't chase, I just waited. It's weird, my eyes are getting weird. The red and the green are the same color right now. See, I'm colorblind. And sometimes red and green can just, they'll immediately mimic each other. It's so weird. Now I can see, whenever I'm driving, it's never like that. I don't want to make that clear. But it's just weird whenever I'm looking at certain digital colors on a screen. They can manipulate. So look, this will be a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio here. Our target would be 49,395. We could be going to 50K today. Very probable. A lot of shorts still, I think, need to be squeezed. They're just really ignorant. They're really stubborn. I mean, they're like, you know what? I'm just going to, they just can't. It can't keep going up is what they keep telling themselves. And so they keep revenge shorting. Every time they're down, they keep revenge shorting, right? So that's a great look at. That's a 282 for $1,000. Like, if I lose the trade, I lose the trade. So be it. But if I win the trade, man, I So 5 minutes says we're about to get a ripper. So, and we're on the 21-day moving average, tight moving averages, everything looking good, low, high, higher, low. I'm going to take the trade. I'm going to risk 280 for $1,000. All right. Beautiful risk reward ratio. I like what I'm looking at. And so right at the end of the stream, the people that left the stream did not get the beautiful trade, right? They didn't push all the way to the end. That's what you guys got for being awesome lifers to the end of the stream. And you get things when you push it all the way. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. May God bless each and every one of you. And thank you so much for jumping on in and being awesome. You can, you will. You are the best. Talk positive to yourself. Build yourself up. You're going to have the greatest day ever. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. You could change every single day. You can make a change. That's the beautiful thing about this life. I love you. Don't pray for, don't pray for less problems. Pray for more strength. I love you all. May God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for sharing your most special asset, and that is your time. I wouldn't have a show without your time. We wouldn't get all these ratings. We wouldn't get all the love. We wouldn't get, all the awesomeness that the show brings. So it's you that makes the show amazing. It's you that gives me this love. It's you that gives back every day. Thank you so much. I'm going to continue to give back to you if you continue to give back to me. Amen. God bless.